Hey YouTube, we're in my garage today. We're going to be working on the 86 C4 Corvette. One of the door locks isn't working. Actually, I know the driver's side isn't working. I can't remember if the passenger side's working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a new door actuator in it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pull off the door panel here, pull off the door actuator, and see if that's what the problem is. Right now the battery is disconnected, so we can pull the door off. We can pull off all the power for the door locks and stuff, and get the door off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start that. I'm going to go get some tools. It's Phillips heads, and I think even in the speakers are Phillips heads. So I'm going to take the Phillips heads off and I'll come back on. All right, I've taken off all the Phillips head screws. There is one here, 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 here. There's one up here. There's one back here. There's one in the door pull area right here. And then you have to pull off the door lock striker. And then now it should lift up. I don't know if I have to pull the window down or not. I don't think I do. No, I don't. Okay, so that's going to get me the door panel off. And here is where our door lock assembly is. So this is going to be the piece I'm going to be changing right here. So this piece right here. And I have not opened it up from eBay yet, so I'm not positive. What it looks like. You got some just different door pieces here. If you want to actually pull the door off, there's the light, there's the rear light, there's the door lock, and that should pretty much get us off, as well as the window. That's the window, now the windshield wiper stuff. Otherwise you could just leave the door hanging, but I'm going to disconnect them. So easier to disconnect them. I can pull the door out of my way. You know what? Let me go pull these real quick and then I'll come back on. Okay, so I disconnected all of the plugs. So, like I said, there was the power, what's that? That's the window wiper module. There's two pieces here. This is for the door light, back door light, and then the door lock. I'm just gonna set that over here. Now, what I'm going to have to do, which I didn't realize I'm going to have to do, is I'm going to have to drill out these pop rivets. There's two pop rivets holding it here. So they're going to have to be drilled out. So that's going to be my next thing. I'm going to have to pull out the pop rivets. Okay, so I've drilled out the bottom one. And there's nothing crazy about drilling them out. You know, all you're doing is taking the head off of it. So you're just taking a drill. Knock the head off, and out comes the door lock. So just take that off for a second. Okay. So here's the old unit. Here's the new one. Now, when it came from eBay, obviously this can be used on many different cars. So for my car, the bracket actually has to be turned around. So I'm just going to turn it around, and we should be good to go. Okay, to actually change the bracket direction, there's some little nuts on the back side of it. So you have to kind of pull the rubber thing back and just pull the nuts back so that you can get to it. And then you just kind of switch it around. That's what I've done so far. So I've got one more here, and then we're gonna figure out from there where we're going. So I'll come back on in a minute. Okay, put the door panel all back together now. Use the bolts to put that thing back on, and it's working now. So we're done. That's what it was. Here's the old one, as we saw before. It's the old one. This was actually working. Actually, well, I mean, it was intermittent, but the door itself, the thing where the door lock is, was binding up, and that's really the reason why it wasn't working. But now it's working. It's got a brand new piece in there, so we're set. Both sides are working, so we're all right. So that's where it is, and I checked to make sure the window worked, and it did. I don't know where the keys to the car went. I took them out of the car before. Put them in the pocket. So made sure the window worked. The first time it did, it actually didn't work because it worked perfectly fine. So we're set. So that's it, YouTube. Again, thanks for watching. All I gotta do is clean up and we're done. So one more project down, the 86 Corvette pace car door lock actuator. So we're all set. What I'm gonna do now is disconnect the power and put my battery tender back on it. I don't drive this car, so I just leave it off and I leave the battery tender on it. This way the battery is always 100%. So we'll do that. And put the battery tender on it, and she should be good in a little while. But I had the battery on for a while, so with the doors open. Real problem with that thing, the door locks, because I couldn't get door locks to work. So it took a lot longer than I wanted it to, but it's done. So again, thanks for watching. Subscribe and thumbs up. Thanks, YouTube.